Hey guys, welcome back to Mr. Rico's Training Grounds. Today we are going to put a lot of the things together we've been talking about. We are going to solve an entire right triangle. So if we look at this picture here, it's a little bit different than the one we've seen the past couple of videos. This time we're only given a side and an angle and potentially no variables, right? Sometimes they'll be given to you, but there are three different things that we need to solve for. First one's going to be this side here. We don't know what it is. We got to solve for it. We also need to solve for this side, and we need to solve for this angle there. So I'm just going to use x, y, and z as my variables, and I'm going to write these over here just to keep track of what we have gotten. So I'm going to start by solving for x. So we need to figure out what side that x is. We've got to label our triangle. If we know this 20, it's going to be our reference angle. This x is directly across from it, so that's going to be our opposite side. So x is going to be our opposite. And the side that we know, this 10, well, it's not the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is directly across from the right angle, which is going to be our y. This 10 is going to be our adjacent. And you might be getting well enough with this that you don't need to write out the labeling for each side every time, but I would still encourage you to do it. So we're solving for our opposite. We know the adjacent. We should probably use the ratio that involves both of those things, which is going to be our tangent. So I'm going to put tangent. This time we know what our angle is. It's 20. And I'm going to set that equal to our opposite over our adjacent, or x over 10. Now you might remember from last time, when we have x in the numerator, we have a constant in the denominator. We need to multiply to get this x by itself. We have x divided by 10. To get that away from our variable, we should multiply. So I'm going to multiply by 10 on the right side, and I'm going to multiply by 10 on the left, and then we're already basically done. We have our variable by itself. We have x times tangent of 20 is equal to, 10 times tangent of 20 is equal to x. And you're just going to type this into your calculator. So I would do that now, and you will get your answer, which is going to be 3.64. Okay, so we have our first value, and we can use this to help us. All right, so I'm going to fill this in with 3.64. Now we need to solve for y. Now, we could do this the more challenging way, which is using the ratios and solving for y. I'm going to erase this, so if you want to take a picture or write it down, you should probably take a picture. We do this the easy way or the hard way. The hard way would be saying, okay, well, we have the adjacent side, we're solving for the hypotenuse, and you could set up your ratio of cosine of 20 is equal to 10 over y. And you could solve it that way. Or you could say, well, now we have, and I'm going to erase the labels on here just to give us a little bit of breathing room. We have two sides of a right triangle. And we've been doing this since much earlier in the semester. We can just use the Pythagorean theorem to find that third side. It's a right triangle, right? So I could do 3.64 squared plus 10 squared is equal to that c squared, or in this case we have a y, right? And when we add these two together, don't know what 3.64 squared is off the top of my head. I'm going to do that right now. It gives us 13.25. 10 squared, you should know it's 100. You add these together, and then you can take the square root of both of these. And you would get that your y is equal to 10 0.64. Now, the hardest part is going to be solving for this missing angle. I am just kidding. By this point in the year, you should know how many degrees are inside of a triangle. It's 180, right? And we know, I'm going to erase this too, take a picture if you need it. We know there's 180 degrees in a triangle. We already have a 20-degree angle right here and a 90-degree angle right there, right? So z plus 20 plus 90 is equal to 180. You combine like terms and you subtract. And you probably, some of you might have already done this in your head, but you will get that your z is equal to 70 degrees. And that's it, we did it. We solved our right triangle. Now there might be some situations where you need to use the inverse ratios to solve for angles. Say if you're given two sides, right? But if you use the trig ratios, as well as your knowledge of triangles in general, okay, the angles inside of them add up to 180, and the Pythagorean theorem, you can also make your life a lot easier. Okay, take some time, try the practice problems, and please let me know if you have any questions.